Hello, my friends. How's everybody? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's get this show on the road, shall we? So we begin. Where do we begin? We begin with the conversation that was started in the Speaking with the Dead challenge today. That was about the creation of an urn in which you hold a spirit. Now, I mentioned subsequently that there are other types of work to restore spirits to their former state, right? One of them that I use constantly is the calling of three entities. Erlang, which is the dragon of restoration, Ao, which is the guardian of the waters, and Aset that restored Asar. All right, that's Isis that brought Osiris back. Okay, so I call from the mountains of the east, Erlang, bring forth, or sorry, the I call forth Ao from the mountains of the east, bring forth the cleansing waters. Erlang, god of restoration, great dragon, restore the body of the person before me. Aset that restored Asar, restore the body before me. So it calls upon these forces. And what it does is it restores the individual. You can do this in the shower, you can do this in the with the body before you, or with the spirit urn ahead of you. Now, there's a deeper way to go about this, and going deep with these kinds of things. Forgiving spirits, forgiving the dead, and those sorts of deeper connective issues. The spirit anchor formulation is for lavender, European mandrake, rosemary, dragon's blood, high john, cinquefoil, mugwort, yarrow, vervain, wormwood, devil shoestring, and Solomon's seal. So these are the things that I use in my spirit anchoring blend. Now, to restore the fallen to their previous state, so that way you don't have to worry that there is a corruption in the work that you're doing when it comes to the dead. So you would create a blend of incense, or a lamp in this case, using the spirit anchor formula that I just mentioned: Palo Guamo, Palo Namo, Rue, Hyssop, and Palo Diablo. Because again, it's coming from the dead, it's coming from the underworld. So you're summoning the spirit to the flame, and that would be calling it by name, using the evocations, using those kinds of conjurations of however it is you're going to get that spirit to that fire. And then you can add this, you can burn the symbol of the spirit, or you can put the lamp on top of this, the symbol of the spirit. And then you move into be brought before me in the chains which come from hell, bound here, and by the hell be brought before me. By this fire, the rending flames, the unspoken names, I cast you forth from that fire. The spirit bound unto this place, that which has been pulled from time and space, with these words, I give you grace. That which has been called by smoke into flame, I make you pure, your essence clear, free from damnation, free from the chain, purify, and this grace to gain into your heart, into your mind, into your spirit. Now I place salvation here. I give you grace. Now add to those the herbs of heaven. All right? That's a different formulation. That depends on which planet you're calling on. And each planet has a different type of heaven associated with it. Each aspect of that heaven goes deep. So I'll post some descriptions about what those get up to. There's a really great book that goes into the description of the firmaments and the different types of heavens and the different types of spirits that are ruled by heaven. So that'll be an even different video than this. But it's still all attached to this idea of restoration of the fallen. And so when you have that for each planet, add in Holy Basil, Palo Namo, and Palo Abracamino to open up the way. So, and then you would continue with something like, I summon here now, cross through into the heaven that is home to you. I send you, spirit, to favor find a resting place to you, your soul, your essence, I unbind. And then you burn the herbs in the space and you cleanse the spirit. Now, this works really good when you're creating an urn of something fallen. So if you're doing any work with the Goetia, or if you're doing any of the work with things like the True Grimoire, the Grimoire Verum, and you're conjuring up devils and demons and fallen spirits, or names that have just been corrupted because of the Christianity, because of the Catholicism, because of whatever bullshit that they decided to write about it at the time just to keep the books safe, because God forbid you actually have a working entity that's a relationship with something that's not Jesus, or that's not one of the angels, which is a bunch of shit. So what you can then do is you can take it even a step further, and in the Grimoire of Arts on page 276, if you have your copy of the Big Red, as I like to call it, you go to page 276. And when you're working through issues, when you're working with issues with the family spirits, when you're working with issues with the spirits that you've conjured up into your urns, then you bring that object before you. You can hold it in your hands, you can place it on your array, or you can place it on your altar, whatever it is in that case. For me, I can use the license of I'm a priest of the eternal fires, right? Because that's part of the lineages and stuff that I've worked with. But you can substitute that with your call of power to what it is that you are associating with. If you don't have one yet, and you haven't gone through the exercises to build one, you can emit the first line, and then you can go into, stand tall before me, I call forth the corruptions within you that to here be cleansed, by the lightest fire of the eternal dawn be engulfed, purity beyond corruption, service with surrender, life that will create, will, by this fire, by the will of the soul, become engulfed as this fire so burns, be restored to your true form, your soul be cleansed, your bodies restored, the power to your origin returned, that which was done to you be burned off, be clean, the fall burned clean from your soul, birthed of this fire of the dawn, fire which cleanses your sin, be restored, be forgiven, be returned. Ilu, Ilu, Ilu. Ilu in this case is the Sumerian word for restore. So you're calling on the restoration, the primal words of restoration. Some of the most ancient words you can find. And you're giving that to the spirit. You're giving your energy to the spirit. So that way, no matter what happens, you are able to cleanse it. You are able to purify it. So that way, as you move through your relationships with spirits, if they're fallen, if they're corrupted, if they're darker, if they're confusing to you, you can forgive them, you can restore them. And in your practice, in your microcosm where you're bringing them out, you know that that's the purest energy that you can work with. And these are the means by which I use to do so. And they work gangbusters on that. So if you are having problems with the behavior of a spirit, if you're having issues with purification of it, and you haven't gone through the path of truth and opening up that kind of attunement to the gates of the mind and opening up unity in that way, you can do these as the means by which that'll happen. So that's what I'm going to leave you with on this one today. Anyway, that's 3 spells for you. Have fun with those. Sorry for the mispronunciation on the first one. Weird energy flow. Had to get it going. But you see how you just kind of like roll with the energy and you just purify what you need to in that space that you're in, where you're at, and with what these things are for. So hopefully this helps. Let me know if you've got any questions. Anyway, talk soon. Stay safe.